So the voice that comes out from there is a reflection on the deaf person. I have one deaf person who went for a little higher level job interview and he got an interpreter. So after all that, he asked the interviewer, anything else you would like to advise? Yes, can you please improve on your spoken English? So he was like, scratching and he says, spoken English. I was signing all the time. Then he realized the interpreter did not do a good job. One of the panel speakers, Ken?
Hold on. I'm just going to clap so that it syncs the audio first. Okay?
Hello.
Okay, All right. You were saying?
Okay. Our work involves signing. That means we sign to deaf audience, but we also have to voice. Voice meaning giving a voice to the deaf people. The deaf people will be signing. So the audience could be both deaf and hearing. So the hearing audience wants to know what the deaf person is addressing to or the topic. So by doing that, the deaf person will be signing. And in sign language, we don't have what's the English word, Swilin? Like the, and,
Oh, it's
he.
like joining words.
So it's like, so he is handsome. So we put in the word is. Or
You too?
both of you very ugly.
Because you...
So even though the sign says two, but in the English word is both.
I see, it's both. Okay, I got you.
We or they, so they don't have that. So for us, the sign language interpreters, we sort of have to catch up whatever the deaf said because they will sign only those like the main words or verb
The
or
objects.
yes,
the subject.
Mental health is very important to the deaf. So he or she, the deaf person, will sign mental health.
Good.
So we have to put in the word. So sometimes they sign very fast, like
This
the
is so
Japanese
natural.
bullet. Yeah. So
Japanese bullet train.
so we will say this, quietly show this instead of.
That's aggressive.
That's a signal kind of thing lah. So we just say this, and then we don't look at the deaf because the deaf needs to have the eye-to-eye contact. If you don't look at them, then they think that you're not interested and you are rude or not going through. But I have a lot of problem there with Malay men and ustaz and all that because I have been with the deaf for 40 years. So I'm so used to looking at you eye to eye. So some of them, I got one ustaz who looked down. Then I was thinking, why isn't he looking at me?
Shy.
No, I think it's
the culture. Just like thing. You cannot call a person by rubbing.
Yeah.
You can only call here
tapping.
or here, tapping. Yeah.
Rubbing now sexual harassment, guns, bro.
No, I think it's a cultural thing in Muslim. Yeah, like you know how I don't know if you've experienced this before. It's like you want to shake hands, so you go for a business meeting.
Oh, cannot.
don't
they
shake
want
hand
to do this. They do
I
this.
auto like that one.
Yeah.
You auto.
Yeah, like straight like that.
Most times, yeah.
I think when I joined because I work for my mom, 2016. Early stages, everybody was okay shaking hands.
Yes,
And then
I'm also
suddenly-
surprised.
Yeah.
But with the deaf community, we hug.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so after my studies, I came back. It's a no kind of thing.
Oh.
But some of the deaf Malaysians who have traveled overseas and all that, if we don't see you for a long time, yes, we hug.
How fast can you interpret?
As fast as you speak.
So if I were to say a statement right now or a story, you can...
Of course, that's her job.
We
man.
do
That's okay.
simultaneous. That's called simultaneous.
On the news.
Yes, but if we are in the hospital, in court case, we try to do consecutively. That means after the deaf person sign,
Then you translate.
we'll voice it out, or whenever the judge says this is you are being summoned and all that. So if I have to so-called observe the deaf person, most of the time those in court are illiterate and not proficient in English or Bahasa. So written words are difficult for them. So then I will take the time. But if I know this deaf person, there are 43,000 deaf people here in Malaysia.
Wow.
So and because I started young in the deaf community, and the deaf people are a small community, Penang, Johor, so and the first deaf school is the Federation School for the Deaf. So many deaf students are there because in the other towns, they don't have a deaf school.
Oh shoot, that means they have to go.
Yeah, so many parents send them, and because that's also a residential school. But over time, all the states have got
Their
the
own.
primary school and secondary school. But at that time, there were none. So after their education, they all go back to their hometown and all that. Yeah. So if I know the deaf person and whatever reasons that they are in jail or being caught, then I would use the sign language per se. But many of the times we have to use body language, facial expression in addition to the sign. Yeah. But we always tell that to the court. Yang Arif, benarkan saya menggunakan visual gesture.
Wow.
Yeah, because we don't want to be accused of
misrepresenting.
That's right.
I see,
Yeah.
right.
And it brings results. Deaf people, once they see you, you cannot act it out exaggerately, but just to the content, then they will understand.
Right. I'm gonna put a pause right here. All right, guys, welcome back to. We haven't do an intro, right?
We haven't.
Wait, sorry,
But I think I would have started the podcast. It's so interesting. So interesting. Yeah, but I mean, you can just start. It's
no,
okay.
do intro, right? Okay.
Okay.
Can you do the intro?
Yes.
Using sign language?
Sure.
So if he were to say it, you can do the
Yes.
intro.
Yeah.
Okay. So this podcast is both video and audio.
Can.
So people who listen, obviously, are not going to listen to anybody if you don't say anything,
If
right?
you are listening,
Yeah. So if you're listening,
for a while, brother, and press subscribe, brothers.
Spotify also has video.
Start already.
Oh, haven't.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay. You can start. So go for it.
All right, let's go. All right, welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. As you can see today, we have a very special guest. Her name is Lucy. And she has been working as an interpreter for almost 40 years already, longer than some of you guys who are watching this video. Holy ching, all right? So today, as you can see, we have 3 more good-looking gentlemen with us. All right, so my name is Poi Gay. All right. He is John, and this is Andrew, and today we'll be talking to you guys about the life of an interpreter.
Language interpreter.
Damn, bro, that's damn fast, bro.
Yeah, that's so speed.
Yeah, you can be like a ninja, like Uchiha Madara Katun,
Lucy, actually, before we begin the podcast, right?
Why?
Have I seen you on the news before?
Yeah, probably TV1, TV2.
Okay. I don't.
Oh,
I
shit.
don't. One of the reasons is at that time when I was young, they asked me to also come into RTM. But unfortunately, at that time when they put your name, at the end of it, the acknowledgement, they put another deaf organization's name just below my name.
So?
And I said no because I was already working with an NGO. So when you do this at night, when you have the other deaf organization's name there, then of course you're gaslighting.
Wow.
Of course. Then
Wow.
the management of my NGO will say, "What are you doing there?" So why can't I have my own identity, Lucy Lim?
Yeah.
Why must I have
Like an organization.
an
type,
organization which is not from where I am to be that? So because of that, I refused. Now they are still looking. RTM was looking for sign language interpreters last year because there are some senior interpreters that need to retire. So when they came back to me, I saw some of the rules, not rules.
The format in which.
That's right. What do they want?
Yeah.
20 to 30 years old. Must be pretty.
You're beautiful, Lucy. Don't worry. Yes, you're absolutely stunning.
I'm old. So I got. So when I talked to the supervisor, I said, "Look, the age does not determine your skill."
I think it's definitely skill more
And-
important.
Correct. And in sign language, it takes 2.5 years just for you to sign.
Not even
And 3 to 5 years for you to interpret other people's thoughts.
Wow.
So the 20 to 30, where do you... So I had 2 of our members who were 29 and one was 30, 31. I told them to apply, and so they are now in.
Wow. Shout out.
Yeah, but in the beginning stage, I provide the support or the mentoring. Like, if she has something, so she can always check it out with me and all that. And I do that with a lot of aspiring sign language interpreters because they are like a gem. I think in Malay it says menatang minyak yang.
Wow, I know this peribahasa, but it's like seldom you use this,
It's you really have to take care of the sign language interpreters. If not,
Wait a minute.
It is true.
It's very difficult, and it's not a money making industry.
So is it a money losing industry?
You can.
Gee.
Yeah, because you have to invest on yourself in your attire or in training and workshops.
Time.
Question.
Yeah, I walk like an Wikipedia or encyclopedia. Everything I must know. If I go for an IT talk or training, the other day I was doing invoicing, photography, and I am a completely IT idiot. But for sessions where people, when the organizers call, I have to ask them for the PowerPoint, and I do reading at this age, 60 years old, and I'm still learning.
Wow.
Yes.
So you're telling me most interpreters are preferred to be female.
Okay.
Hey, why? Huh?
Okay. One is because of its language. And research has done that women catch up or are more in tune into language than men.
We like the hard physical labor, is it?
This is why the three of us have been trying to learn Mandarin, but we all cannot do it.
Yes.
I'm okay, but I'm still not good lah.
But that's what they say. And I attended a world conference before on sign language interpreters, and this professor was sharing how she did this research on the brains of sign language interpreters and the brains of the common people.
man.
And she says, you know what we found out? We all like, all these interpreters, world boy, all waiting. She says the sign language interpreters are their brains are slightly better off. So we all stood up and said, yes, we're clever, we're smart.
I'm probably inclined to agree. You have to do, your full-time job is to do two things at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is,
You have to translate the language at a very fast speed.
exactly.
And you're like the computer, what do you call it?
You're a computer brain,
Software,
man. You're a CPU.
Software, yeah. The CPU, correct.
That's insane.
Sometimes now I know 3 languages. Malay, my mom's, my bahasa ibunda is
Bahasa ibunda.
bahasa because I'm a Peranakan.
Ah,
You are the second Peranakan in the last
You
2
Baba
weeks.
Nyonya?
Yes.
God damn. Okay, hello.
So call me Nyonya.
Wow.
So I learned Malay up to at the age of 5. Then my uncle came and stayed with us. That's how I learned English. Of course, then I do sign language at the age of 21. But now, I find that sometimes my sign language gets the better of me in English bahasa. I know the sign and I forgot what's the word. Or I know the word and I know it in bahasa and what's in English, that kind of thing. Yeah. And people say, Lucy, when you talk, your hands never stop. I say, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
yeah.
I've been noticing that.
I can't
Staring
help
at your
it.
hand.
I love it. I love it.
Why sign language?
Okay.
20 years old, brother. Like,
That's
that's an age where people just want to be, I don't know, models or...
no lah. I think it's just.
What?
I think you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life.
Yeah,
more
but
or
why
less.
sign language?
Yeah, but why sign
Don't tell me you
language?
watch Naruto.
No,
Leonardo didn't come
no,
with that.
not really. It was my sister who attends church, and the late Tanya, or what we call him, the father of the deaf, appealed for volunteers to support his school for the deaf. At that time, many NGOs are set up to do work for the blind, to do work for the deaf, because they are lacking of facilities then by the government. So my sister said, "Hey Lucy, you're staying at home at that time after Form 5, yeah." And I was supposed to look after my mom, but she died of womb cancer when I was in Form 5.
Sorry.
No worries. So I went to help in the school, and that's how I realized whatever qualification I have, SPM is insufficient. So I went to do my Form 6, and after that, the YMCA just grabbed me and says, come work, and it's only 350 a month.
Wow.
NGO, what do you expect?
350
Yeah.
a month in the
But
1980s.
40 years ago, it's a lot, is it?
1985.
1985?
That's
That's still not a lot of money.
That's not a lot.
I mean, but fortunately I was staying with my sister, so, there's not much incurred. And that's how I started my journey. But the one word that the General Secretary spoke to me was, you can make your work as big as you want or as small as you want.
And then here you are today, you did Paralympics.
Yeah, I did. I did
it's insane.
Deaflympics,
Yeah,
2 Deaflympics.
It's insane.
And I've done some international work. I also coordinate the World Association of Sign Language Interpreters conference in Jeju.
Wow. Not a lot of people can say that they have that in their resume.
So if you for commercial, your satisfaction is how much bonus you get, how much, KPIs you have achieved. But in an NGO setting, for me, how many deaf people have gone through tertiary education? Because sometimes I'm back in the universities interpreting for them in their bachelor's or in their master's program. The most challenging one for me was in doing a PhD for one deaf scholar to do his viva.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So when I was interpreting for this group of deaf students in the universities, was quite okay lah. I don't have a university background because like we all go through the hard school of the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
So when these two wanted to pursue to masters, I'm like, oh no! And they says, Lucy, come and join masters. I said, what? At the age of 30 something, He says, no, we will help you. So I was looking at all the other universities, and one professor, because I work on the Malaysian Sign Language Dictionary
Wow.
with a team, 2 or 3 deaf people and all that. And she says, Lucy, don't come to our government university. I said, why? First, I thought I must go back to bachelor degree, right? She says, you'll be lecturing instead of the lecturers. Yeah, he says, don't come. In my heart, what am I to do? Then I had a connection from an NGO. She took a master's in special needs at Nottingham. And it was really, really for adult learning. Like you attend a few sessions, then you do a paper. So it's only 6 modules. 4 of it is learning, writing. And then the 2 modules is for your thesis.
Okay.
And their lecturers come from UK.
Okay.
So it was good because he gave me a lot of free time to do this, to that. And I was following a deaf person with cerebral palsy.
I see.
Wow.
Yeah, he's on wheelchair. So
That's
Stephen
the
Hawking.
Stephen Hawking one,
yeah,
right?
something like that. So, when he write notes and all that, he will
tough.
be wriggly and all that. So I not only push the wheelchair, I
do his
also
notes.
sign and then take notes for him, sign and take notes. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm so glad he passed. So in between my classes, then I thought, I better strengthen my application for this. So I took a postgrad diploma. They cannot give me a bachelor degree because I'm 30 something. So I did a postgrad diploma on translation studies, English and Malay to English. But the beauty is because I was the only student.
So you must pass.
Yes, and I decide on the homework that I want. So I told the lecturer, okay, I want to do this Malay passage from this newspaper and I want to convert to sign language, written sign language, BIM. She said, ada ka? I said, yeah, I will do and you check. Yeah. So we followed the line of translation.
Teaching her lah.
That's right. No lah. But it was good. She, gave me the wings and all the assignment except the final exam. She says, Lucy, I cannot take this. You must sit for the final exam. I said, yeah. I will do the final exam. But the others all, it's thesis based stories. Oh, I have lots of it. Even when I was studying in Canada, one of the lecturers said, It's on professionalism. So I always relate it to my job experience and all that. I love listening to all or reading all your stories, Lucy, because Canada and Malaysian, we
Such
got
a
culture
different- yeah.
background and all that. So this was what happened to me. I had the practical background, but I don't have the theory background. And I never knew sign language got theory. All the time I thought it's just
Practical.
like, Then when I went to Canada to took a full-time interpreter training program, that's where I found out I do need to have theory background as
How
well.
long was it?
It's a 1 year full-time. So it's like, can
a
you
whole day
imagine
lah.
me in 30, 31, 32 going to class every day from 8 to 4? But during the first 2 semesters, I suffered because a lot of theory based. I left school when I was like 20, 19 or 19 years old, 20, and now 31 going back to school. Learning theory, So, and some more in Canada, not our local Asian. Some more. One of the things I didn't have then was facial expression.
Oh, it was just the hands.
Yeah, the hands. Nobody teach me, facial expression. So I had a very good head, the head of the department. She's deaf herself. So lunchtime every day, 15 minutes, I have to go to our office and learn to do facial expression like, have you eaten? It's a question mark.
Raising eyebrows.
Yeah.
Frustration is frowning.
Loss. Yeah. So I had that practice and all that. But when I came back to Malaysia, everybody think I'm weird. With this facial expression and then with this sign. Because same, Asian countries, all they call it, the
Stoic.
Chinese, like a white cloth over
Covered
you,
over your
cover,
face.
yeah.
I see.
So, but slowly we pick it up because the deaf was showing all this facial expression. It's just us, the hearing people who did not pick up. We always put the emphasis on the sign. We forgot or did not do the facial expression.
There's plenty. There's plenty to show, right? There's plenty
Correct,
to
your
show.
body
Yeah.
language. And also when we do videotaping and all that, we know it's 6 inches above our head for the camera to, and then 6 inches above.
Wide.
So you only sign as big as your body.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you're a plump person, I'm not saying fat, just be that. So you are lucky you have better, more on
You
the
got more
chest to
canvas,
sign.
I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
So that's one of the things that we learn. You don't go run off and all that. I've seen some interpreters very, very funny. They were doing a religious story and all that. And they become that Buddha or something like that. No,
they
were
are
acting out. Yeah. So I'm like, oh no, you don't do that. But some, do exaggerations and all that. So you must always, that's why people say, I don't see you sweating. Yes, but inside we are. Because we control our hands, how big, how far, and all that. So inside there. So, but the thing is, a lot of interpreters now, they use jacket.
What do you mean use jacket?
Wear a jacket.
Oh, they wear a jacket.
We wear a jacket, so it could be a black. We usually go on black, yeah.
I
So
see.
yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. On the news, it's always a guy that's in black.
We try to be black because if we have, we cannot have polka dots, stripe,
No
floral,
patterns.
nothing. Plain only.
And that's because it's visually easier.
That's right. And when you do lightings and all that, it's easier for you. And also our background plays an important if we're doing that on Zoom.
Of course.
When COVID came, we all thought there goes our bread and butter. Because we're all the physical, we have to go on site and all that. Huh?
You got,
Then suddenly Zoom came about.
luckily.
Microsoft. And then, and the beauty is you can go beyond the borders.
That's right.
Yeah.
So one is to many
So
ratio
some
now.
international organizations, family planning or what, they say, Lucy, can you do this? So we always have a teamer and we learn how to operate our camera, our sound, and we all go and buy the background, like the green,
green
one.
screen. Yeah,
because they want to live stream, so we all learn new skills.
That is a fascinating life, huh?
And
Mad,
during the 2020 is the one that I applied as a convener. Actually, initially I didn't want to apply.
You apply as a what? Sorry.
Convener for
Okay.
the World Association of Sign Language Interpreters Conference that was going to be held in Jeju. And that was also the first year that they opened applications for any interpreters to apply. So many of my network, Asian network, Lucy, apply. I said, don't want lah, I don't know whether I can do it. No, apply. Then I spoke to my ex-president. He says, yes, you get a deaf teamer.
A deaf teamer.
Yeah, that means a deaf person to apply together, conveners. Yeah. So I had this deaf person who is our first Malaysian PhD scholar, and I helped him in his viva twice. One internally and two overseas. We were on Zoom. Yeah.
Sorry for the listeners, right? What is Viva? Maybe?
Okay, viva is to defend your paper.
Okay.
Like all PhD students, you have to defend your paper after you've done
It's
your
like
research.
proof, it's like- okay.
And so he is presenting it in sign language.
Wow.
So yeah. So I have to, 286 pages, okay?
That's a movie, man. For you. Yeah.
No, I have to read first.
Yeah lah.
And then after that, go through with him, have tea with him, and then I wanted to see his PowerPoint. What he wants to present, and then have a practice so that I can know the terminology, the words that he wants. Because this is not any a bachelor degree or what.
Yep.
This is, a doctor. And furthermore, the stress was he's our first PhD scholar.
Yeah.
And we all want him to succeed.
100%. Yeah.
Did you get paid for this? Sounded that.
Okay. Some I don't. When I was interpreting for him in masters, of course they say dalam proses. So the first semester they don't pay. So what he did was, because he was driving, he picked me up from the house, and because that time I wasn't driving, I had vertigo.
Oh, you've heard it. Oh, shit.
Horrible. Anyway, he did that for one semester, and then subsequently the university paid.
You're so kind for doing that first semester.
No,
and then-
because I was thinking if I don't interpret for it, it's a master's level. Not all sign language interpreters wants to do that. How do you go for your linguistic class and all those classes? Very tough, even for a hearing person who can see, can hear, can speak.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. So, but when he was doing his viva for the internal, that means the Malaysian professors or what to listen to his, was quite okay. I felt, good and all that. Then they have to bring in two other external professors to do the assessment for him. So first I thought, okay lah, I've done the first one, right? Then I found out the two professors are hearing professors, one from UK, one from US, and they all they all know sign language.
Oh.
And they sign very well. Wow, my heart nearly dropped because, I was afraid. Here I am holding the mic and he was signing. I have to put the words properly because they can see
know,
whether
whether you're screwing up.
what he's signing and what I'm saying. It has to be like
match.
parallel or match and all that. And they question, a few questions they will ask all in sign language.
Wow.
And here I am have to voice for the professor, and he can both hear and sign.
So he can always that's not what I asked.
That's right.
So you were part of the test as well.
That's right. I should have got many masters or one PhD and all that.
At this rate, man, you've been through so many classes. You might as well get the paper already.
I
Wow.
was at Lim Kok Wing for several years with my deaf.
wow.
Yeah. So, I learned about all this graphic design, shadows.
Art shenanigans.
Wow. Yeah. It's very interesting. And then I've done special needs. Some of my deaf people took, one did English, bachelor in English studies. Different things. Yeah. But it's all an exciting job. And to me, if you don't like a desk job, it's good to go for and being a sign language interpreter. And if you are married, it's also easy because you can adapt to your, looking after your kid. You go for 2-hour assignments
Come
and
back.
then you come back and do something
I really
else.
thought you were going to say talking to your wife for a moment, man.
Talking
I
to
don't know,
you.
because sometimes I feel like I need sign language interpreter about what my wife is saying,
Yeah.
At least that's what I thought lah. I would never understand sometimes. Just give me and then I'm like, what are you talking? You know?
You know, my late husband, he knows how to sign a little bit lah. So, you know, and he's old. Very naggy.
He's nagging.
No, wow.
He's old. He's 19 years difference, the age. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Because it's so difficult to get married. I'm so busy and he's the, you know, the
first
boss
guy
of something NGO. And we didn't want to commit ourselves after 11 years. We were dating 11 years in secret.
11 years
Yes,
secret?
in secret, yeah.
That's a long time, brother.
Was he working in the same NGO you were at?
Yes. So, you know,
why he
there's
kept it a
one
secret.
like if
Scandal.
one marries, then one has to leave. And both of us cannot leave. He's the big boss. I'm working with the deaf. You know, who else to work with the deaf, right? Salary-wise and all that. So he, whenever he nags, I will just like put tissue paper on my ears and not hear. So when he knows that I wasn't listening, he will come to me and sign. And then I close my eyes. So I will close my ears and my eyes so that I don't get to hear some more.
Naruto Shippuden episode 1. You know Kakashi, the training? You know, you all don't know. It's okay, you know what? Screw the reference. Let's go back to it. You know what? Just screw the reference. Wait, you don't know Naruto Shippuden episode 1?
Don't know.
You know, they were fighting with Kakashi, then Kakashi closed his ears. Then he got Sharingan and he then
Oh, because he's going to release the story of the each action. Okay. Sorry.
Yes,
It's an anime thing.
It's an anime reference
thing.
lah. My bad
But the same lah. You close your ears and
Close
you
your
close
eyes.
If you have a
Yo, arguing with you or a conversation with you would be really exciting if I'm married to you, man. I can already imagine it lah.
why?
I don't know lah. Actually,
Right?
so I want to ask also because we've gone so deep. It's crazy. I feel the amount of experience you've gone through, right? I just want to relate it to a story. I know this girl. Her name is Lisa, and she's from the US. And I never knew that she knew
Yes.
sign language.
Oh, she knew. Not
Because-
that she's deaf.
But both her parents are deaf.
So she's a CODA. CODA means
You're born-
child of
Anaconda?
a deaf adult.
Oh,
Child of a what?
deaf
Child
adult.
of a deaf adult. That means she is not deaf or she can be both hearing or deaf, but her parents are deaf.
Yeah.
So it's called CODA.
CODA, CODA.
She's from Hong Kong. Her parents are from Hong Kong, and I remember I went to the US when I was studying there, and I went to her house. Such a strange setting.
Quiet.
Very quiet. And the phone when it rings it doesn't ring. It
Got
blinks.
lights, blinks.
And I was like, this is so unique. And she spoke American Sign Language and Chinese Sign Language. So I didn't even know there was a difference in different sign language.
That's why iPhone, when you can put the blinking light. Shit,
So
for blind people.
I forgot. I mean, I haven't kept in contact with Lisa for almost a decade right now. And then it's when we spoke to Suilin. As soon as hey, you should speak to Lucy. I think she would give you a lot of insight into the deaf community. And I don't know whether Andrew remembers this as well. In our primary school, they also had a small classroom that they taught kids with disabilities as well. Very strange. And I also never understood it as a kid. You're just like going through the motions, right? But when I go forward into the future and I see so many people who have disabilities, I only realize that like speaking to someone with your talent is so rare. So I want to ask, when you learn your sign language, which sign language did you learn first? Which one did you learn first? And then do you know multiple types of sign languages?
Okay. The whole world.
Use one.
We have almost 300 sign languages.
Bro, what's that, bro? It's more than Chinese, man.
Okay. But the most common one is our American Sign Language
Okay,
or
ASL.
International Sign.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
International sign are only used for events where there are a lot of deaf people coming together. So it could be a world organization like sign language interpreters, Deaflympics,
Right.
and then we also have the World Federation of the Deaf conference like us every 4 years.
meet up.
We will have first and then it's theirs later. So these are common international sign is just being used there. But it's not a language per se. It's just something that we recognize must be done because it's a gathering of all deaf persons and hearing persons as well. And the beauty is, if you're a sign language interpreter, you want to meet someone from the other countries. Like I was in Mongolia recently.
Wow.
I take deaf people also for trips. really exciting. So when I arrived Mongolia, some of the sign language interpreters, deaf or hearing, don't speak English well. So what we do is we communicate in international sign.
Oh.
You see, and like I don't speak Chinese. Although, they call it what banana, like.
I'm seeing a recurring pattern in this. Yeah. Okay.
I wish I had learned that,
I
but
also
my
wish.
parents don't speak to us in Chinese. They themselves don't know any Chinese dialect. So it's like Malay language is the first preference. So once like I go to all these different countries, I can still communicate with a hearing counterpart, but he or she must be an interpreter, and we all communicate in the international sign.
So you guys don't speak just.
Well, yeah. Somebody told me when we had the World Bowling Championship in Sunway. So the manager of that bowling says, Lucy, I cannot stop admiring all your people. I don't know who is hearing and who is deaf because everybody can communicate with anybody. She said when she hold events from other countries as well, everybody has difficulty understanding A to B, like those Chinese people, they want Chinese interpreter, because they cannot communicate with one another. But with the deaf, with the interpreters, it's no issue at all. When I was in Deaflympics in Taiwan, the technical director is an American deaf person. The head of the judges is a Taiwanese man. And then there were all the other countries participating, and Taiwan provided us with a Chinese English interpreter. They are all students of language. So when there was something at fault, the technical director came in, the judge came in and all that, and here I am ready to sign. And this hearing person, the student, trying to tell me in English, I was like waiting and waiting, for her information. And the deaf people, all the eyes are ready. So I told another person, change the interpreter for me, please. Give me someone who is fast, who can tell me in English, because here I am. Because, when we have competitions like this, temper rise, and,
100%. The
things
result
were
needs to be known.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, that kind of thing. So that was very, very exciting. And the Taiwan call us 老师.
Teacher.
Yeah. Anytime they want an interpreter, 老师, then we come running.
Is there like a textbook for sign language?
Oh yes, there are many. You also can see them in YouTube and all that. But the advice is if you want to learn sign language, it's better physical.
Or a one-on-one type
Yeah.
of setting or classroom.
Yeah.
Physical.
Means being there in class, because that's where you can observe the teacher when he or she is teaching with the body language, the facial. But if you do it in Zoom, you can only see one part.
crop,
That means so we have to push back, show the camera and all that. And very difficult to ask questions because there's so many eyes, right? So who is asking what? Of course, you can highlight. So it's better to be doing the physical. But a lot of people tell me no time, this, and because of after COVID effects, everybody think doing it online is the in trend now. So everybody thought
it's
that
easier.
save time also. But and even in interpreting, I was during COVID but it pains the eyes. It's very tiring to see what the speaker is talking and then signing and making sure my deaf understand, because we have this so-called hidden rules where they will either nod or look at you like that, then
They can't understand.
it doesn't get to them and all that. So if it's a physical thing, I can always stop and tell the speaker, can you rephrase it again, please, or something like that. But in Zoom,
It's quite
before
difficult.
you want to say, you have to get the attention of the speaker and all that.
Wow.
What does it mean, Lucy, for there to be different sign languages? So does that mean in American sign, the sign for apple is one way, and in Chinese sign, the
It's
sign is another
different.
way?
Yeah.
So that's what it means to have 300 different sign languages.
It also boils down to the identity and the culture of the people in that country. It's a recognition, just like you would recognize Bahasa Indonesia, Bahasa Malaysia, and all that for
Right.
each of the country. So, in the Asian countries, not every sign languages are recognized. Philippines had them passed in parliament. In some New Zealand, Auslan, that means Australian Sign Language. Of course, American Sign Language is the first.
Yep.
And then the Canadian Sign Language. So not all countries has got their sign languages recognized.
I see. Okay.
But they want to say this is my country's sign language. So that's why it's being encouraged to have your sign language. But if you intend to interpret or work overseas, then you should know American Sign Language and international sign.
I see.
Talking about work, right? Do all of these deaf workers, right? Do they get like government incentive
Okay.
or
If your salary is 1,500 and less, you will get $400 or $450 as a monthly allowance. But you have to register yourself. You have to show, and the company has to give you the letter of offer, and you have worked there. They will also come and visit that company to make sure that you are actually working there.
I see.
But I think at the recent budget 2025, they've raised it to 1,007.
Correct.
Yeah.
so the minimum wage is 1,007 for
Any deaf person if they are below 1,007. So you know sometimes when we place deaf persons to work in some companies, we will tell the company you can do hire them because it's so difficult to find job. The minute you put in your resume deaf, you will never be called for an interview.
Very difficult.
Very. And then even if it's an interview time, you have to use a lot of paper, pencil, and all that
Resources.
to do that. And we have deaf persons who like after 2 years still cannot find job. We have many, and they are actually very talented in graphic design, photography, web page to do that. Anything that involves practical, eyes, hands, they will do well. However, they also missed out. Some companies got town hall meetings and all that, and they always say, "Oh, never mind, sit down." Then their hearing colleagues will go, and then when they come back, some companies are really good. They provide sign language interpreters if they want their staff to go for training, additional training. Some for annual dinners, some for whatever it is.
UNICEF is one of those companies. I work with them very closely, and they always consider multiple facets. It's quite incredible. Even for the blind, like Braille, have to print out stuff like that.
I do a lot of work for UNICEF, for Suhakam as well. So anytime they have events, they will ask me to provide the sign language interpreters and all that. But you must also know, using sign language is not a one fits all. So at different level, if it's children, you need to lower down your the vocabulary and all that, and you have to do it just like you would speak.
It's like a simplified.
Have you eaten? Oh, you're drawing this. Same level of sign language, and then teenagers, and then adults. So many a times when you get the Lucy, we have this event, what time and all that. So I will always ask, what is the level? Oh, is this deaf adults or is it deaf teenagers? Yeah, so that we can prepare ourselves. Not go there and, sling your hands and then. Yeah, that's why I always say it. So interpreting is not as easy as you thought. People think just go there and sign and all that. No, you must have a lot of preparation. So interpreting is always before the actual event and after.
Wow, so tough.
Yeah. And we do self-reflection. We do
how to improve your previous
feedback and all that, because there are some it's very, very tiring. We always ask for notes or PowerPoint, and then they would say, oh, previously we worked with other interpreters, they don't even ask that. I say, I'm very sorry, but if you have asked me to interpret, you sign your quotation and all that, then we will do, I need all this information. We did one which was very, very challenging. We did political drama.
Wow.
Every night, 9 speakers. Every night, 9 speakers. And we don't get their text because it's a political drama, right? Election and all that. And so the team, me and my other two to three team, we will look at the name list. Okay, Rafida Aziz, I say I can do because I know she's very fiery. And I'm also,
Yeah. Oh.
okay, this one Chinese name. So I get my teamer, maybe Hokkien lah, Cantonese lah. You don't know what they throw to you. So we divide our work.
Divide and conquer. Yeah.
So there was one drama in Indian lawyer. Indian, I thought, English lah, right? No problem, right?
Should be fine. Easy peasy.
So when I was interpreting, halfway he spoke in Tamil.
What do you do?
Then you.
No. You see, we are on stage, camera, this, lighting, all. How lah?
Hantam lah.
So, good thing one of my teamer, she started to, copy paste. She listened.
And then she tell you.
She signed from there. I cannot come down because the stage is so high. And then when you come down, looks funny, right?
Yeah, because the camera's on you.
Everything lah on, you know. So she copy signed, and then because we all deal with language, right? So whenever she signed back and I listened to the Tamil was not that because I know, okay? It like sync, like really, really match,
Lucy, you're trying to tell me this guy, Indian lawyer, halfway starts going off in Tamil. Your teammate understands that, oh God, Lucy doesn't know Tamil. I will do, and you observe
No,
her.
because she knows. And then after we finished, I said, hello, how did you learn to speak Tamil? You know what she said? My ex lah. She's a Chinese woman. You say my ex. I said, thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
So you just Mangyaku Sharingan.
That is so crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's really just on the spot, man.
Yes, we have to do that. One Chinese, don't know which Adun, we thought Chinese man, a Malay or whatever, he started speaking Bahasa Jawa.
Oh, wow. Then you...
But the good thing is because we know Malay language.
Yeah, it's similar.
And we know Indonesian language. So,
Kind of.
boleh lah.
It's nobody's ex though this time.
Yeah.
Nobody's ex.
honestly, have you ever just do random sign language, but because people wouldn't know what you're saying?
Oh yeah, if I want to talk in secret.
Like on national TV, like you just...
Oh, not on there. You cannot do that lah. Video.
All eyes on you.
Yeah, I cannot. We do that during my fun trip when I took the deaf person for an international camp in Canada. So there were I think 9 or 10 of the deaf. So we are on transit or we have to leave the plane for a bit. So my deaf boys are very naughty. All the stewardess will be lining up, while waiting
Of
for the
course.
plane to be
To-
clean.
yeah.
Yeah. So they come and tell me, let's discuss. I said, discuss what? Number 1. She's pretty. She's, that kind of thing. So that is like, chit chat lah.
I think, right, honestly, have you seen the movie A Quiet Place? I think you would love it.
Is it?
You would love the movie A Quiet Place.
Okay.
I know we're talking not about your career and all that, but it's this movie where aliens come and they kill people who make noise. So you had to be so silent, and they picked up sign language, and that's how the whole family communicated. And I thought this is so useful.
It is.
So useful.
On the sad part is we have, even with my late husband, when he was lying in hospital, he couldn't talk because he's got this, I don't know what lah, where, your
A
throat
trachea.
shrink.
Oh, okay.
So we were doing sign language. So he would say I'm thirsty, I want to drink orange or whatever. So it was really, really pleasant. And Lucy being Lucy, I was a bit naughty. I mean, for me, I'm a realistic. So I told him, when you die, burn. That means cremate. He says, yes. Then I said, throw where? you know.
Sungai Klang.
No, then he said Ipoh. So I was thinking, why?
Ipoh is-
Ipoh, yeah, because of the Pamelo.
So this is Ipoh.
This is Ipoh. Why? We all come from where?
I'm from KL.
Yeah.
KL,
unfortunate.
lah. But a lot of our international deaf friends call KL this.
Oh, why?
Because
Twin
of the
Towers.
KLCC.
Oh, it's the Twin Towers.
The icon.
So
yeah.
this is KL.
Yeah, some say, but actually KL is, we just say this like K and L.
K is like that, right?
K,
That's
L.
quite cool though.
So your thumb is in between your pointing finger and middle
correct.
finger.
And this is P.
So how do you say
KL.
Penang?
Penang, the Penang tree.
Oh,
So Johor is what?
Johor is this because it
Too far
says no. First we were teasing that maybe Johor always look out for Singapore, right? But
yeah.
the actual story is the Sultan of Johor, he used a beret,
Barrett is like
the hat.
the hat,
beret.
beret. Yeah.
so that's why it's always here. His
Wow.
Damn, bro.
this is Malacca. First we thought it's
'Cause
the
it's
smell of
smelly,
the
is it?
belacan. The smell of the belacan. But they say no, it is don't know one story lah.
One of the-
So rubbing your nose with
Malacca.
your pinky up is
Oh
Malacca.
no! Rubbing nose is
Singapore.
that karate man
Ip Man?
Chan something.
Jackie Chan, is it?
Jackie Chan. You
Oh.
see,
Isn't
you
that
notice
Bruce
or
Lee?
not?
Isn't that Bruce Lee?
Is it Bruce Lee?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
Bruce Lee is one
Ah.
that's
Yeah.
So what is Malacca?
Malacca is this.
Oh, it's waving
This feels
with
like
three
this
fingers.
feels like something I did when I was a kid.
Le,
now.
le, le, le,
Yeah. This feels something like that.
Wow. How do you distinguish? How do
And
they
this is
create?
Michael Jackson.
What in the world does that even mean?
Yeah, you know that he's got this
That curly hair.
that
That's got a
curly
fringe.
hair in
That
the
Superman
center.
curly hair.
His curly hair is Michael. Wow.
Marilyn Monroe is push the skirt
Bro,
down.
Maria, I thought it.
No, she don't
Naughty
have.
boy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So most of famous people or well-known people, we have signs for them. All of us got. My name is Lucy.
Wow, that'd be so cool.
Lucy.
Because I see. What about Jonathan?
Then the deaf person is usually like your parents give you your name.
Antong.
Uh-huh.
For when you take up your sign language class, the deaf adult will give you the sign name after observing you or knowing,
So it's your character.
correct. All facial expressions. Some got dimple here. Some got
A mole, maybe.
they will expect. So mine and the female names are always half of your face below because they say women are very shy.
And for guys, it's the upper half.
After half because like you're the head of the family and all that.
A lot of families going crazy right now, but it's okay.
So all the names for men are usually up here like Ka Leong or whatsoever.
Oh, so that's how you distinguish male or female too.
So in sign language, they will sign something, but there are like our prime minister is this because of his goatee.
Oh, PMX is.
But that's below the face though.
Yeah, this is the but the thing is
iconic.
because of the features and all that. And in sign language, we have what you call like groupings. Any signs here, it's clever, dreaming, anything here, intellectual lah. Like so clever, ideas, innovation, all here. Anything near the mouth is food. Your water, your fruits.
Thirsty.
Yeah, thirsty is this.
Oh, thirsty.
Because when you drink, the water flow
Goes
down,
down.
right? Yeah. So anything to do with here, so it's like soup or whatever, then it's here. And then in the heart, it's like heartbroken, sorry, please, anything. So when you know all this, and most of the sign languages are what you do. Like, for example,
Day to
if I
day.
sign this,
It's opening a durian.
yes,
Oh,
so it's a
shit.
durian. See?
Oh my god.
Because you open durian like that.
Yeah. So it's actually more on the how it is like Mid Valley, Sunway.
wait.
Mid Valley, you see the logo.
Is this the logo?
Yeah. The eye.
Illuminati.
Eye to eye.
No, it's the guy that's paddling. The
Is
Mid
it?
Valley original logo is a guy paddling.
I thought it's eyes, bro.
No.
Yeah,
It's
I
a guy
thought it's
paddling.
like this.
It's a guy that's paddling. That's why it's in a diamond. That's the old Mid Valley logo.
This one is Sunway. You know why? It's Egypt. You see
pyramid?
the
The Sphinx?
pyramid and all that. So every sign or every has a meaning to it. So once you know the meaning of it, it's easier when you interpret.
That is
And
so wild.
even the different sign languages around the world. In Hong Kong, China, Macau, they say it as this. The
Universal
bowl and the
language.
jar.
Okay.
Okay.
Chopsticks.
But if you want to say Western food, you want to come and eat Western, then they do this.
Oh, fork and knife.
What about
Same
Indian
with
food?
marriage.
Oh,
Indian food this lah. They say the leaves and then you open and eat. Yeah.
Oh.
And marriages also. In our Malay marriages, this, the
Satay.
two pasangan with the fan.
The couple.
Because
The couples-
there'll be the fan before
And then the Chinese is this.
tea ceremony.
Tea ceremony.
Oh.
And then for Indian is tali.
Tali.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I really feel like we know sign languages. We just don't realize that we use sign languages.
I'm pretty sure I don't know sign language.
No, I'm sure you know.
I'm sure that you know because you're Indian and Indians use a lot of sign language.
I'm not sure.
Bro.
Hey!
I can tell you, most Chinese people don't really move their hands
But
as much.
I'm sure that you're like, want to go eat noodles like that or not?
I think makan, right, is you just... Yeah,
this.
you just point, like,
makan. Yeah.
let's go makan lah. I mean, that's the most lah. You don't, how do you say thank you? You just like,
I just like that lah.
oh, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I not touch the heart. God
No.
damn.
Have you seen this Tom Cruise movie where he sees this girl in a lift and then like the girl is speaking to this guy and the guy is mute, so he is signing to her and he points at her and he just like does this and then he's like,
Name.
is it name?
Name, yeah.
Or
What's your name?
no? So I don't know whether this is true. Maybe you can search Tom Cruise sign language in the lift, and then this Tom Cruise guy is like, I wonder what he's saying to her. He's like, says you complete me. Oh, bro, that one. Oh my god. So the deaf guy, he's saying you complete me. No. You watch this. Just see. Oh, sorry.
You touch
You make
my
me
feeling.
whole.
Yeah.
Then she's like, then Tom Cruise is like, ugh, I wonder what she means. I wonder what he said. Then Renee Zellweger goes, I know sign. He says, you complete me. Yeah. I remember I saw this as a kid and I'm like, wow, should learn sign language.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't.
Damn romantic.
You can tell secrets. I always say this, in exams, especially when you have multiple choice.
Oh my.
Bro, you know how
So
we
we'll
cheat?
say number 1, A, okay. 2, B, okay, B.
How do you do A and B and C and D?
Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F.
I want to
Wow,
see
that's-
Z, man. Show me Z. Oh.
So if you want to say pizza, this is pizza, double Z.
Oh.
You want to know what's the updated ABCD?
Uh-huh.
A,
Oh
B.
my
Who
god.
said?
C,
Ears is D.
D. The hearing people, this is how we communicate
Yeah,
in exams.
because when we were cheating in exams last time in Form 2, that's what we did.
It was the answer.
Same
A.
class,
Yeah.
No wonder.
Because when they cheat for me from Sudara, then they will ask me
We had to gather together. Okay, guys, little multiple choice. What do we do?
A, B, C, D. And it sort of became like the thing. Everybody uses that.
Our whole school did it after that. Our whole year.
So
Did y'all do it? No.
Good boy lah, good boy.
No. We definitely did it. But we were a bit less discreet. We would just have small piece of paper we throw.
Wow.
Throw the answer sheet to other people and then we just copy.
We were all from the same high school.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
when
have to
he's
find
younger.
ways to cheat. I mean, no, to how do I not say cheat? To share resources. We have to find ways to share resources, Yeah, so A, B, C, D it is. Let's go back to you. So how much does it pay to be a fully fledged translator for you guys? For the people out there who wants to be, I want to be a translator, I want to be this. Can you make a living?
I mean,
Okay.
I never really hear yes, like 1,007 per month right now in Malaysia, a brother.
that's if you are hearing impaired.
Ooh.
So this is different. That
Oh,
one,
yeah.
Yeah. So as a translator, you by default.
Interpreter.
Interpreter,
Sorry.
my apologies.
Yeah.
No problem.
So-
Because translators is mostly on written and media, like English to Malay, it's all on the written, yeah. So interpreter, I won't say that you will get enough, But as most of my team members, no one can become a freelance interpreter if they don't have a side job. So most of my team have got a
full-time
day
gig.
job, and then they come and help me interpret on the weekends. Or I have another teamer. She's a freelance event organizer, and then of course interpreting as well, doing the weekdays and all that. So when I need her, I will book her early. And we only have one body, two hands, two eyes. So if we are booked on that,
You cannot double.
we cannot do something else. And for me also, sometimes I book for pro bono. Pro bono means like going to the hospital with a deaf person, or
Right. Explaining to the doctor.
police station or whatever. So I cannot put other assignments there as well.
I see.
The normal rate for sign language interpreters are about $100 to $150, $200 an hour.
Okay.
But I tell you, nobody wants to,
Okay, that
not many, I won't say nobody, I would say, not many wants to hire, because they say, hey, I got only one deaf person attending. And I have to pay you if it's a full day event, $800 or $1,000 a day. But if it's a full day event, we need two. We should not work 2 hours and more solo.
Why?
Because it's very tiring. You
fatigue.
try, your eyes, your hearing, and your mind. It's very, very tiring, because we have to hear and
It's attentive.
interpret.
It's
Correct.
attentive,
And it's
yeah.
simultaneous. And then we need time to drink. We need time to go to the washroom and all that. However, we can negotiate. There's one company who wants to do it for 2 days, but they only have one deaf person. And I didn't want the deaf person to lose out, because the company was willing to put him on a management training.
Oh.
You don't get that many in companies all the time. You go in attend town hall or whatever. So we negotiate. So we talk to the trainers, and he or she must give me a break every 1.5 hours. So it's a tea break or toilet break, and then I come back. I did once, it's an holiday trip for the deaf in China, Beijing. They all wanted to go, and they cannot afford for sign language interpreters, so they can't pay. So the flight gave me a free ticket and
Hotel.
hotel and food and all that, but no allowance whatsoever.
It's okay lah. You got free holiday in a way lah.
7 a.m. start interpreting in the
Oh
bus,
my
okay?
God,
Until it came to the 5th or 6th day, when the tour guide itself come and tell and sign to the deaf, enough, go and sleep. He was tired. What more am I? But after the 6th day, the 7th day, my hands were jammed. Cannot lift up. So the deaf have to help me take my
Your
my
luggage.
bag, it's very, very tiring, fatigue.
Wow. That is so crazy, man.
Yes.
You sign until your hand like, oh.
When I was in Tibet, we had 4 deaf person, and even for a hearing person to drink a glass of water, it's 10 minutes.
Wait, what?
Drink a glass of water in Tibet, it's 10 minutes. You know why? You cannot gulp your water. You have to take it slowly because of the altitude and all that. So I was signing to the deaf. Here is the name of the place. Very slow. Very, very slow. Because it's very tiring to do that.
Yeah, you
And-
start to feel it too when you're up there.
But
oh my
the
God.
beauty is the sign language interpreter gets to do everything. Like I do rock climbing, I climb Mount Kinabalu. Whoa.
Because you're just doing it with the deaf.
Yeah,
Oh my
and at one time I was doing the rock climbing. The next day I was supposed to fly off to Vietnam for an international event to interpret.
Then your hands all gone.
Yeah, so I was like, So I told that we devise. You see, in interpreter, not only sign, but we have to think strategically and, plan things. Like even when organizers ask me, I would ask A, B, C, D. So I know where we put the where we put the interpreters, how we're
Positioning.
going, everything. So I told this deaf person, you climb. I don't want to waste my strength because I scared,
Your fingers tired, man.
whatever. So we devised, he's got this string. So when I shake the string, he will look down. And then I will say, go more to your right or left. And then he climbs some more. And then, the coach will say, okay, like that.
Then you shake the string.
Save my hands. If not, Vietnam trip.
Gone.
That's right. So a lot of decision making and all that.
I can
But
imagine.
it also comes with stress and very fatigue in the mind. Like I do divorce case also, and I do marriage cases. So when they got married, everybody is happy and all that. Then when it comes to divorce, they say, Lucy, I need to go to the JPN to register that I want to divorce and all that. So the officers will say, can we see your marriage certificate? And 10 years ago, they got put diterjemahkan oleh, it's interpreted by, and I see my name and signature. And here I am, after 10 years, I'm also not only did their marriage, but also divorcing them.
A bit depressing.
Very.
Yeah.
So, and after that, I usually go home and have my cup of tea. Having a husband who's very understanding, good, he always know when I'm in this kind, he'll quickly make a tea and give. Yeah, it's very depressing. More so if the couple, I know both the two couples when they were dating and then they got married, and some of them got children. And sometimes we become like the middle person. Like the children will call me Auntie Lucy. I say, why? My mother don't understand that I need to buy books.
Okay.
Because all deaf kids are provided with free books.
Oh, I see.
And so they also got free food sometimes in schools. So she cannot understand why this child is asking money to buy books
I
because they have never experienced buying
Got it,
books.
got it.
So again, the cultural differences. And I'm happy that I'm in the middle where I know about the deaf and a little bit about the hearing. Yeah, so that kind of thing.
It's quite crazy, man, because that would mean, right, you learn so much. Just, well, not really eavesdropping, but you're eavesdropping. You're part of
Yes.
the conversation, right, technically.
Correct.
Wow.
And if we know one deaf person, sometimes we know the whole family.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like the community of interpreters is very, very small.
Yes, it is.
You also mentioned that there are 40,000 deaf people.
43. Yeah.
43,000 deaf people in Malaysia. That's like 1% of population. How many certified interpreters are there?
In Malaysia, there's no certification. There's no certification, although we are looking at it, we are thinking of it. The organizations that I found, the JUPBIM,
Jupbim.
JUPBIM, JUPEBIM means Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia.
Can you Google that? JUPEBIM.
BIM. So Ju is Juru Bahasa, PE is Penterjemah, BIM.
Oh, Jupbim.
But in the ROL, we have to have the full words like Interpreters and Translators Association for the KL Selangor for deaf community.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
And we had to put the Selangor and this because we submitted. Yeah. This is the organizations that I founded, and we started that with.
Oh, you
both.
founded this
Click
organization.
the photo.
Yeah.
Click the photo, Nick. Click the photo.
Why?
See lah, you're there, no?
Of course. There.
Middle. Boss,
So
boss.
yeah. So these are some of the activities.
What's
where
the
we
sign
have-
language you guys doing?
Okay, D for deaf.
Deaf?
E for
okay.
deaf, and this is interpreter. That means it's a
deaf interpreter.
partnership between deaf and hearing people, and that's how the deaf and the interpreters always must come together.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a catchy thing. Without deaf, there are no interpreters. Without interpreters,
No deaf.
yeah. So it's like what do you call
Exactly.
it, chicken and egg
It's a
or
chicken
something
and egg
like that.
situation.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it sounds like there is a severe undersupply of
Correct.
interpreters.
Because in Malaysia and I think in Asian countries, I hear that a lot from my other Asian counterparts. We have our own language. It can be Malay or it can be
English, Mandarin,
Chinese, whatever. Then we also need to have English. And then, of course, your sign language, right? So when we voice, or in seminars and all that, when we voice for the deaf, we either have to use English or Bahasa. So if you are an interpreter in sekolah kebangsaan and all that, say you went to a sekolah kebangsaan, so your English not so good and all that, and you are interpreting in a government setting or in whatever setting. So the voice that comes out from there is a reflection on the deaf person.
I see.
So if you are voicing,
Japlang
I have one deaf person who went for a little higher level job interview, and he got an interpreter. So after all that, he asked the interviewer, anything else you would like to advise? Yes, can you please improve on your English, spoken English? So he was like, scratching, and he says, spoken English. I was signing all the time. Then he realized the interpreter did not do a good job.
But the interviewee told the interviewer he needs to brush up on his English.
No, the interviewer
Interviewer.
tell the deaf person, the
He need to brush
interviewee, needs to brush up on the
But the
English.
guy wasn't talking. What's wrong with the guy?
Correct, but
No, the guy auto translate, bro. He just auto interpret. He like, yeah, your English need to be better. Then actually it's like, bro, he's talking about you. It's not me.
But the interpreter is the one who voiced for him. So he realized that the interpreter did not do a good job.
It's not a
And-
good representation.
Correct, of him. Because that's why with him being a PhD scholar and he does all these public speaking things, some of the interpreters, when I say Anthony will be your the speaker and all that, they say, will you be coming along, Lucy? That kind of thing.
So
yeah.
Anthony is not a good translator lah.
No. Anthony is a deaf person.
Oh shit.
No, the
Higher
interpreter
level. It's just
okay.
and in our work, we try not to name interpreters because we're all in the profession.
Yep.
But we all learn from
One another.
Try not to name
mistakes. and
basically
all that.
like you're player A lah. Is that how it is?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's funny, a lot of organizations, both government and private sector, when they want to hire me, they said, send me your resume. We want to see all the interpreting this. But
Wow.
we are working with confidential
Clients,
information. Like
yeah.
people should not know I'm, in this or that. Even in Facebook, I have seen interpreters in some countries. Oh, Facebook, we are in the newsroom doing the budget, blah, blah, blah.
You shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't be saying that.
be doing that.
Other people want to put, it's up to them.
Yeah.
Same with at the end of most conference or at the end of seminars and all that. Come, take photos. I and my teams always stand at the back or behind. We don't take, oh, Lucy, don't be like that lah. Don't be, what they call it, merajuk lah or shy lah. I said, no. Because if our faces are there, people know that we are there. Two, I will be appearing in how many photos, Yeah, jelak, isn't it? You don't want to see Lucy all the time, yeah. So, yeah, I avoid that.
I think that one is a Malaysian thing lah. They just want to make you
Correct,
feel like,
yeah. Oh no, Lucy, you're very important. You help us, and I say no. Don't worry about that. But if it's like one-to-one,
I can see why,
you can. Sometimes I'm targeting this one. I will do, but personally lah, just one-to-one, and not in that kind of thing. If not, so many.
It would be a lot.
lot.
Andrew was saying how there is a shortage of interpreters, right?
yeah.
And then you were saying you have a team
Correct.
that works
Okay.
like they have a full-time gig and everything. How did you meet your team?
Okay, what happened is because I do freelance a lot and I get calls or, I go for sign language classes to give talks about becoming a sign language interpreter and all that, and always have this open invitation. If any of you finish your level 3 and you want to step into the world of sign language interpreters, but you are afraid. Can you imagine standing on stage or going to an event, 200 over people there, audience, all the eyes on you.
Sounds
It's
sounds
a
familiar.
performance act also, you got to make sure you're doing it right.
Correct. Some people get nervous, thirsty and all that. More so if they are in hospital. It's life and death.
Yeah.
You know, the signs that you use, like allergy.
Oh my god.
And then now I have deaf people who've got like HIV or lung cancer and all that. So so this sign language students will write to me, and I put them into my we call it trainees. So anytime I have an event, I will invite, but I say I cannot take more. At least 2 for an event, but they don't interpret at that. But they want to observe, they want to write, they want to do repair. I do that. But if they're brave enough, then I put them for 5 minutes and then take them out. Because it's very, very highly stressed for some. But I cannot bring them to all my events. If it's an open event, like, teaching the children art or...
It's a much simpler.
it's a deaf festival or what. But if it's a court case and
less at stake. Right?
then I cannot, because the confidentiality of the deaf person, and sometimes I ask permission. So if they say can, why not? Otherwise, it's difficult, because where else do they get the training?
Yeah,
In Malaysia, which I'm hoping to start next year, interpreting courses are done by NGOs.
Okay.
And when it's done by NGOs, you cannot determine the quality nor the trainer's qualification and all that. And I always believe this. It has to be under a tertiary education, college, whatsoever, to have that.
They set the standard.
And then you must have deaf people who are your trainers. Come on, you're using sign language, and you should know about their deaf culture and all that. Why must the hearing person take ownership of that? You may be a pakar. For example, I was in this seminar where they are both deaf and hearing people. So this MC was saying, here we have a pakar in Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia, blah, blah, blah. So I asked, I said, why is he called a pakar? I thought because it's a Malaysian sign language, it is the deaf person who is the pakar.
Yeah.
We are the users. And it's up to us, the fluency that we use, but we should not be called pakar.
That's right.
A lot of people call me legend. Yeah.
I'll call you legend today.
So I say, okay lah, legend. No, don't use the word
Legend
specialist.
Lucy.
Yeah. So this is something that we have to stop. So not only you interpret, but you also advocate. For example, there's another one where, deaf people, it's all touching. And so this orientation or game, okay, get into the groups of 5, get into the groups of 6. And deaf people, we pull each other and make into that. Then the trainer said, tolong jangan sentuh banyak-banyak. So he said that 3 times. And you there interpreting, for a fact deaf people need to touch. Because you cannot... Andrew, come. Nick, come. This one. Like a hearing person play games, you can do that, but not with this. So I told him, Tuan, dengan golongan peka, mereka perlu sentuh. Oh, okay. Then he repeats, tolong jangan sentuh banyak-banyak. That kind of thing. I'm like, okay lah.
Did he not understand what I just said?
Yeah. So again, not only you need to sign, but you must also know the culture.
Wow.
I work with deaf people who in our NGO department, sometimes they write emails or they write things very direct. Dear sir, they call my general secretary. I sent you the report. Please check and send back to me.
Because the language has shaped their language.
They don't have this in Malay what bahasa bunga,
flowery words.
Or tactful words.
Right.
Tactful
Like
words,
if they did, I was 65 kilo. And because of my diabetic, I shrink to now 40. Wow. So the deaf people who have not seen me a long time, hey,
Apa lu?
you fat? No. You thin? You sick? You this? You that? Yeah. They will tell you directly. Same when I married my late husband. Why? He's so old. That kind of thing. Don't marry and all that.
I love it. I love the direct.
Yeah,
How direct
they're
they are.
very
Man.
direct. So my general secretary will call me and says, hey, your staff not polite. I said, no. Then I explained that deaf people, they're very direct. And to them, it's like what they're signing. I already sent to you the report. Please read and give me back. So, what they sign, they will actually put it into words, some of them. Yeah. So they don't have this, greetings or salam, when you start this. Or
That is so
on Wednesday. Yeah. Very on the dot.
Right. I suppose it's also about efficiency, right?
Yeah, you don't want to waste.
Yeah, like it's difficult enough to get your attention.
Correct.
I don't want to invest more time than I need to. So it's practical.
And whenever we have gatherings and all that, they never go home early.
Wait, what?
They never go home early.
When they have gatherings because got drinks.
No, because for you and I, you use the phone, you can hear your friends. You want to say
It's a rare
something like that.
occasion.
But when we are all gathered, especially I do potlucks, I do cooking, and I do Malacca food lah.
Wow.
So they will come. So if you say 7 p.m. onwards, they'll be on dot 7. 11:30, 12 also they won't go home. And I have some mothers, Lucy is my, I say, yeah, they don't want to go home. So I'm making coffee now.
Or why
They,
they don't
they
go back?
just need to
Socialize.
Socialize.
Yeah, and just to talk, because it's very rare. And now of course FaceTime.
But
They do
yeah.
FaceTime, But this is a gathering of, I know you since you're in the same school or whatsoever. So they try to catch that fellowship. My birthday, I got 300 over of them come.
Wow.
Yeah.
300.
Your birthday is a festival.
That's right. It's a reunion.
That's why you're a legend, no? Legend Lucy
Because
Lim.
I got the kids coming to me from preschool and they're all now 30 plus. Some of them are married and so cute. They will bring the daughters and say, Lucy, this one, my children. I say, yeah, hello. Some mothers come, yeah.
Wow.
So it's like a reunion lah, and it's so rare to see one another.
When you see relationships with the deaf, right? I'm sure there are deaf people who marry deaf people who marry people who are not deaf, right?
Okay.
Like what type of relationship dynamic do you see them? So like for example, your reunion party and everything, right? When they come on over, I'm just imagining in my head, I'm like, do you play music? Wait.
Sometimes I forget.
Because it must sound like quite quiet, right? That type of thing.
My godson is deaf, and so I was staying in Singapore. So he also stay in Singapore. But then he come to my room. He look. He say, "You don't have radio, huh?" I say, "Radio? Why? You hearing people don't use radio? He's deaf lah."
Yeah.
I said, "I never realized that."
Wow.
That kind to that stage lah. But deaf people are very unique. It's a small community. So if you are dating and you break off or
Everybody
you
knows
married so and then they can still come together.
Like bros
If
lah,
you married, say this, and this could be your ex-wife or whatever, she married. So the husband, the current husband may have dated your wife now, and it's okay.
It's okay.
Not like us hearing people you get out of my life. I don't want to see you and all that. But there, no,
Right.
all coming together. I'm like, wow, it's such a beautiful world, so to speak. I don't know, whether there's hatred, but there's no like, oh, Shaila, I don't want my ex is here. Nothing like that, whether it's your ex-boyfriend. So when I started working at the age of 21, I told all the deaf people, please don't love me. I'm not going to marry any of you. I'm not going out with any of you. Because I was working for the deaf. I don't want, because I work with the deaf, then the deaf think I'm biased or, telltale or whatever it is. Yeah.
Talking about
So-
music,
Interesting.
do deaf people go karaoke?
In their boot of the car, they've got this speaker. Huge speaker. And when you drive, when you are in their car, I always put tissue in my ears.
They feel the vibration.
Because their music, all the boom, boom,
It's
boom.
vibration, is it?
Yes,
Bass,
they like the vibration. And yes, some of them are very good dancers. Some of them are good in song signing. And I attended this World Federation of the Deaf conference. Night, they have their social thing. So they have this special mat got lights and got vibration. So when you stand on it, the music and all that, you can feel it here.
What?
Bro, these people doing some Rasengan type of things, man. I don't know.
Yeah. And when I was having this fellowship, I got, like music. So I would tell them, okay, now it's slow music. Oh, okay, they do. And now it's cha-cha-cha. Okay. So, yeah. Now it's like biasa, like rock music. So they have to be told. Sometimes they're very, very nice to hearing people in the car. They were on, then they said, now what? I said, now Chinese words. Oh, okay. They play there. And now what? I say something else. I will say it's an English news or English music and all that. Yeah.
They want to feel like they're part of
they want. I have a DIY guy, a deaf guy. He has my house key, So anything to do with my plumbing, aircon and whatever, he fix it.
Yeah.
And because I trust. You call other people, you have to be at home and but this one very easy. And so one day he came to my house. I said, you check the fan, it's very noisy. And you also check this day. So he asked me, he asked me, what time are you coming home? I said, I'm here and there. You just check and this. And you know what he said? Saya peka.
Then you sure like, I'm sorry.
That's right. Because I'm so used to them that you forget that they're deaf.
That's quite funny.
It is. So your life is never down. Like I said, you don't need to have a 9-to-5 job. And everything is like new things. I've been to a police station. I've been to court. So everything is a learning experience also. But the important thing is you're providing communication accessibility.
Do you provide the classes for
sign language?
Yeah.
Okay. For sign language, I would advise you all to get your learning from a deaf person because they are the users, they are the native signers and all that. Only when you already get a grasp of the sign language, sign language and you want to become an interpreter or, dabble in this and see whether you are interested, then I would step in. Most of the interpreters think, I'm already proficient in sign language. I'm very good, I teach. I don't. Because I have a strong respect for the deaf people and I believe they should teach. So there are a number of Zoom classes, there are a number of physical classes and all that.
And if you were to learn, you should be learning ASL or ISL, right?
No, we learn BIM. Only when your Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia is strengthened, then you can pursue American Sign Language or International Sign. So JUBIM, our organization, we organize international signs level 1, level 2, not yet level 3, level 1, level 2. And we have a lot of overseas Asian deaf people and hearing joining us because when you go for international events, you are ready.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. But why would I want to learn BIM when I can learn the ISL one so that I'm more...
Okay, when you learn BIM, you learn the structure of the grammar, the sign language, and your hands are more refined. Okay? For example, when we sign home or house, you already know that in that sense. So we would encourage you without your own home sign language proficiency, we don't allow you to join the IS. Especially for Malaysians. Singapore and all that, I don't care. You want to sign. But we already know some of them that they already know their own country's sign language. And that's what we encourage first.
You got to have some standards, I guess, right?
If not, you don't never sign and here you are learning to sign. So you don't connect the meaning to it.
Yeah.
So we rather, and the IS teacher is from Thailand. She's deaf. She's a teacher of the deaf there. So we always hire her to teach international sign. And all her PowerPoint are no words. Pictures.
Oh.
Pictures is the way to go.
Yeah, that's the way because
Visual.
you use your hands and everything. Yeah.
Wow, so crazy, man.
Are Gen Zs now volunteering themselves to be an interpreter, or is it getting rather difficult?
Okay, many universities are encouraging their students to have like IMU Care or their university. They have their own organizations for those who want to do volunteering or charity work. This is all good, but I always say when you want to volunteer in a deaf organization, you yourself must know some sign. If
Yeah.
not, you are the vast. You go to this organization, you be standing
stand there only.
and this deaf teacher has to like tell you to come here, come there, do this, do that. Yeah, so we always encourage, and there are some organizations that have classes to prepare their students to be volunteers in some events.
This sounds so messed up, right? But I find it kind of lucky if you were a child of a parent that is deaf.
Deaf, okay.
You would like automatically learn
Yeah.
sign language because, like I mentioned, my friend Lisa. Like at that time, when you meet someone for the first time, obviously you're not gonna tell them like, oh, my parents are deaf.
Yeah.
It's not a conversation that
Yeah.
you have, right? So when I met her, I didn't know. It's only when she asked me to come over to her place with my friends and all that. She had a pool. I'm like, whoa, she's got a pool. Let's go swim. Go there. Then I'm like, oh shoot, her mom and dad are deaf. And then I realized, right, that's how Lisa earns so much money, Because Lisa, right, knows ASL and the Chinese Sign Language. And she works in, I think she worked in Chanel or Louis Vuitton at the time, I forgot. So all the deaf people, right, will
Will go
go to
there.
her and
Yes.
buy from her,
Yes.
And she speaks all, So her sales is through the roof,
Yes. That's one thing
Crazy, man.
about deaf. They're very loyal and trustworthy. So they know you are, like we have a doctor who can sign. So she has,
Wow.
but she's not in private practice. She's in government.
Why these people so talented go government?
Give back to the country.
It's really like,
No, she started off as a government doctor lah, and so that's how she sees patients one by one. But even so, deaf people are smart. They ask you for your handphone number and all
Yeah
that.
lah.
So I followed one deaf person to a hospital, and so he texts to the doctor. Doctor don't know how to sign, but he just texts. Me and my interpreter is here. My number is 1803 or something like that. And so, I used to wait with him 2 hours, 2.5, So 20 minutes later, his number was called up already. I'm like, phew. Yeah. So, yeah. Then these are some of the things they use lah. If not, it's very difficult for the doctor to know, and we have to wait and wait
yeah,
and
man,
wait.
you're wasting a lot of time.
And true, like, that's why a lot of people say, Lucy, come and do MLM lah, sell this lah. Your connection is so wide
Your
and all
connection
that.
is mad.
So I said, no, because it's not, you can, earn your living, make this and all that. But in my heart, how much money do you want? Like now also it's enough. I can pay my bills. I can have a meal, or I can socialize and going for holiday and all.
yeah.
So to me,
Balance.
it's good enough. Yeah. And MLM, you want me after my interpret, then ask this deaf person, you want to buy, that kind of thing. Why take advantage? And you know the living standard of the deaf people is not high.
Yeah.
They just cari makan. They just want to
Survive.
work and
Live.
support their family. And one thing about Kodans, they're always very ashamed that their parents are deaf.
Really?
But why?
Okay. Just like, I don't know whether this is an Asian thing or not. It's very taboo.
My friend Lisa was Asian lah. Just saying.
So when you go to school, they don't want the parents to come and get the report card and all that. You know why? They have to interpret to the parents.
Yeah.
Some teachers don't sign well. And then two, all the children will and make fun, do this thing.
Now not so much lah.
Now much better. But prior to that, I always hear from deaf mothers. They say, my son this. But some of the deaf parents are good. They will sit down and say, why are you shy? Talk about the emotions and all that. And do you know a lot of deaf people, they say their mental wellness, like they're not aware of their emotions, how angry. Same. When my late husband passed away, it's not like, Lucy, I'm so sorry to hear of your loss. It's like, why he died? Sick.
Wow.
Yeah. So that I did a paper on that. So that was to them their utmost important to know what happened before, after that, and all that.
See.
Actually, it must be quite difficult because if you're an interpreter and constantly, because we're all human, right?
Yes.
And when people communicate with you and they're so direct all the time, it feels as if they're a difficult client in some way. It must get quite taxing,
It
over
is,
time.
it is. But we have learned through our interpreter training programs that we have a code of ethics. So there's neutrality. I cannot be saying I don't like what you say. Don't say no. Whatever you want to say, we just relate it. And over the years, you get used to it. I know I get sometimes, I don't do it during my interpreting, but go home, it's like, that kind of thing. Yeah.
We're all
So sometimes I prepare the deaf person, like if they're going for an interview or if they're going to present, I say, come, let me hear first.
So you sort of understand.
So tell them, for hearing people, this is not the word you use. This is the whatever it is.
Wow, that's so nice.
That one
of you.
that one I do it in my office. And then same with job interviews. What would they ask? Because in job interviews, the previous the interviewer will say, why did you leave your previous job? And you know what they will answer? I like.
I like
or
I like the answer.
yeah.
Or not
And
high enough pay. They're very obvious.
Yes. So and here I am interpreting. Alamak,
It's not
you know
gonna
why?
help you.
So I always tell them, you come to my office first. We do some practice and then we go for that interview. Because at the place I cannot correct you or cannot advise you and all that. Same with the hearing person. Don't sign this. I say, I'm sorry. This is already what it is. Whatever you say, I will sign.
Wow.
People like will say.
I mean, you have to defend your ability, right? Because if you were to not do that,
correct. Then people will look at you as your buyers.
Yeah.
Like, are you with the doctor or are you with the patient? Or are you? Yeah. We also have interference from family members when we do that. The doctor just say you have stage 4 lung cancer or whatever or HIV. You are busy. Then the mothers will scold the deaf person lah. I told you this is things like that.
you have to
have
be part
to,
of so much.
you have to be like,
So
really.
painful.
It is sometimes painful, but I think over the years already,
I'm sure you're used to it. Isn't it?
immune. But the pain, I mean, you still feel it. But you learn how to let go.
See.
Because you have to learn how to detach lah, in a way.
Correct,
Yeah, it's not
yeah.
exactly your personal business, right? It's you just helping them to communicate.
Be a professional.
But in many instances, like the connection is there. I already know this deaf person. I know the family member. I know that kind of thing lah. So what I always do is, you want me to help you or not? Then they say, no, I can manage, so I leave it. But they say, yeah, okay. I say, let's meet up here and then let's have a
Plan.
half an hour of discussion or whatever, and then you go for the interview. We do that
Your
also.
office is like open to people to contact
I
you.
don't have an office. It's all my house.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
the deaf people are very smart. Whenever I call them for makan, they say your house or your sister's house in Oakland Road. She has a house, so I usually use that place for my makan and all. My house condo very small, so they always say your house or this.
Oh.
So if it's easier for them, my place in Brickfields, my house, so they will come, talk, and then they'll just go.
Wow.
So they call it the welfare home. Because in any events, then suddenly I see this bag, So I ask this deaf person, where are you going after this? Oh, your house to stay a night. I say, oh, okay.
You don't even know.
Yeah. They invite themselves. It's like, from Penang or whatever.
Oh,
they
they
need to
drop off,
stay one night and then the next day,
They go back. Wow. You were saying earlier as well how a lot of the deaf people don't really get a lot of opportunities for work, and it's very difficult for them to find a job and all that. But they're very good with their practical, like doing things, right?
Correct. Their posters, their
The
web. Yeah,
website
very
and all that.
nice.
Yeah, but what are some of the more successful like deaf clients of people that you have worked with? Because you were saying how the deaf people actually like bring you on trips and all that, right? To help communicate and everything. What are some of the successful deaf people that you've seen? Like, what are their careers like?
Okay. We have
Paralympics.
Bible translators.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they translate from the Bible to sign language. So we have
That's
quite
a
a
lot of
number.
work.
Yes. So, but they're always being financed by churches and all that. So their job is not like permanent. I will get this. So they go on a project basis lah. So where they can use their sign language or where they can use their skills, they will succeed. But it's only if you give them a chance. I have a deaf person who works as a shoe designer.
A shoe designer.
Yeah. So these are all very rare for all those like shoe designer. And now with a deaf person, he was working in an organized company, but he's always taking leave to help the deaf or to do advocacy. So he decided to resign. So now he will be employed as the adjunct professor with a local private university. That they're going to make it deaf access lah. That means have
accessible.
Have the university conduct deaf culture talk or whatever. So he would be one of the
PICs for them.
lecturers.
Wow.
Because like I say, he's got a PhD. Graphic designers, photographers, and all that are most that makes up the deaf people. Only if you started to give them a chance first. If, the first time they apply and, you're very wary and all that, there goes their chance to showcase to you, to the company, of their talents.
Do you think? at least
But most of them are Grab drivers.
Oh.
About 900 plus of them all over Malaysia are Grab drivers because they said they don't need to answer to their boss or
Freedom
they're
a bit.
free and then can take their children to school and all that. So it's very, very flexible and most of them work very hard,
I'm sure.
morning to night kind
Have
of
to.
thing.
Grab earns a lot, right?
But they are not taken their 20%.
Oh, I see. Interesting. So Grab gives them the full cut.
That's right.
Wow, very cool.
And Grab
full time.
And Grab also provides leaders, deaf leaders in different zone.
Wow.
Like, so there are two deaf leaders there. This group, two deaf leaders. So they have their own town hall meetings or they call a speaker to come. So Grab provides for that lah, food, the interpreters and all that. So it's very, very
No wonder.
deaf friendly organization.
Very cool. Very cool.
Good for
Yeah.
you, Grab.
You were going to ask a question, right, earlier?
No, she actually probably unconsciously answered it. I was going to ask you if, from your point of view, are most deaf people unemployed?
Okay.
But it seems as though they do.
They do this. Of course, there are some who are unemployed, but they try to strive to get a job lah. So that's why Grab and Lala Move and all that provided that avenue for them to do that.
Cool.
And there are some deaf people who works as tukang kebun and all that in some.
A lot of restaurants also now hire.
Yes,
like
a lot.
sous chefs.
Because my godson is a chef.
Oh,
I
sure.
think he is second in command or whatever.
Wow.
Sous chef.
I don't know something. And he works in Singapore.
All right.
Which restaurant?
Getting SGD.
2-man bagel.
2-man bagel.
Ah,
Wait,
bagel.
Google that shit.
What's that?
Maybe I want to go there if I go
Okay.
Singapore.
But the good thing is he was in one branch and he does like everything. But now they've moved him to R&D.
Oh, okay.
Create
That
new menus for catering, for whatever. And I just admire. You know why? He will leave one job and then he quickly gets another one. And here we are hearing people struggling, right, to find
I'm
job.
struggling, shit.
And and you know, he can move from one to another without a break. One finish this, then he go and work in another company.
It's probably because he's talented in the
Maybe.
F&B.
And he's quite hardworking.
Yeah.
And even with his deafness, it does not stop him from like writing to the boss. You know, he uses a lot of emails and two-man bagel house. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes, just two men working there.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm quite hungry.
Is this the guy?
Oh,
No.
that's a girl, right? That's a girl, right?
So initially
God.
he was doing this in like one of the branches, but then later they moved him to headquarters and
Wow.
Very cool, very cool.
a number of them work as kitchen helpers as well.
I see.
Because it's all quiet, don't disturb me, and so anything that we say anything that it does not touch communication, they really excel.
They would do really well now.
Only thing, if you must be open and give them or write to them or have your colleagues sign and all that.
Yeah.
I have my deaf guys works in interior designer.
Oh.
Yeah, and the boss loves him because he really design and all that. Take him on a site
Site inspection.
and then to draw and come back and draw and all that.
Yeah.
So he is really good. But I remember when he was in this university college, when he was doing that, the first semester, second semester, all his classmates, help and, give him notes and all that because there were no interpreters.
Yeah.
But when he was doing his practical, he has to put the house, the bedroom, the physical one, he always get A's. Then all these hearing friends all run away from him.
Because they
Jealous lah, jealous maybe that, they cannot, So that's why deaf people are very physical.
Yeah.
They're very strong. If you see some deaf people, you would not imagine they're 40s or they're 30 plus. Yeah. They all what we call have the baby face.
Kind of, actually, now that you mentioned that, my friend Lisa's parents also a bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the word is you want to be young,
Keep quiet.
pretty, healthy, become a sign language interpreter or sign. Because in sign language, you work on
using
your
your face.
face, your hands all the time.
I see.
So they call it 24 hours.
24 hours. Have you worked with people who have lost their hearing? So
Yes.
accidents or
Correct.
whatever.
This group of people which is very difficult to reach out. I have, cases, Lucy, can you please follow me? I go, so and so tried to commit suicide twice. Very pretty girl, air stewardess. The pressure in working in a flight. So must have pop. Must have done that.
No way. Her ears got damaged because she was flying too much.
I think so. That's what was told to me, So asked me to meet and talk. And then some come to, at that time I was working in NGO. They would like wear a scarf and wrap it around the head and cover the ears, that kind of thing because she has become deaf. So it's like, and then they all like holding her like she cannot walk, that kind of thing. So we have the worst group is those who became deaf at a later age. That's where they got a lot of emotions in them. That's where they've got their inadequacies and so forth. Yeah.
Do you also... Okay, I might sound like an idiot asking this question, but when you lose your hearing, you also sort of become mute, right?
No. Depends on the age.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have deaf friends who became deaf at the age of 19, some 16, because, there was like this pass in their years. But they all find comfort when, they really accept it. Not many people can accept the deafness because suddenly it's like, boom, nothing. You cannot hear anything. And how to use back their voice because they cannot hear the intonation.
Yeah, and how loud.
And so we all interpreters, sometimes we play orchestra. So if the deaf person wants to speak because she delivering something and I'm here like,
Oh.
So we do that so that she knows that it doesn't sound shrill or it doesn't
Too
sound
timid or too loud. Monotonous.
And then so they have to also practice their pronunciation, their tone. Yeah.
Because my personal experience is I've never really met, or maybe I haven't met many deaf people who are capable of speaking like stringing a sentence. I often hear grunts. I hear trying to express their frustration / happiness, you know. And you're right, they're very touchy. Like I know the time, I mean, when I was close to Lisa and her parents and everything, that time, they would grunt, they would give you a hug and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I would never hear them have a conversation. That's the thing. Like, because Lisa
Their
is
conversation in spoken or in sentence or
in
what?
sentence, because Lisa is she's not deaf. She can speak and everything, but I never. Her parents never speak to her fully. They always
you're wrong.
really
They sign to her.
they sign to her, but
Correct.
they don't like vocalize. I've never seen it, at least, right?
Okay. What happens is that people always what we call lock
They lock.
their voices.
Their voices is their hand already, basically.
You know why? Because when they speak, biru become bilu.
What?
Because
The
visually they cannot see.
pronunciation is not right. Where the school finish work done. So that
You're right. They do say words.
Yes.
Yeah.
But to you all, it's not sentence. But to the daughter Lisa and all that, it is. My mom makes sense. Like she's asking me, how is my work?
School
have I
finish.
done? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I? Or in school, do you have any homework? So they will speak like who school.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh my God. Now I always hear grunts because they say it fast, right? So I didn't really.
Who,
Oh.
how? How is your school today? It become who, how? Teacher, angry?
Wow.
Yeah, so
oh my
did you get into
God.
trouble with your teacher? So for us as interpreters, we would interpret is did you have problems with your teachers in school or children? You see, they cannot pronounce like children.
The details in the word.
Correct. Yeah. So this is actually for them. My goddaughter has a son. He was only two years and he doesn't speak. He's hearing, but his grandpa is deaf. His father is deaf. His
Oh, wow.
uncles around that. So
Oh
we
my
call it an
God.
all deaf family. Then my girl is the one and only deaf person in that family. So because of I forgot, like chicken pox.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the son is 2 years old. So with me also, when he hears the car horn, he asks me, I say, yes, I can hear that. So I speak to him. And he will sign to a deaf lady because I told them to go first. I'm locking the door and we are all taking them out. You know what? He was signed to the deaf lady, also my goddaughter and the son. He says,
Don't drive.
don't drive yet. Popo. Haven't come. Popo Lucy haven't arrived
Oh,
yet.
I saw the Lucy.
Don't drive yet. You see, for a 2-year-old boy, you see the sentence?
That's quite complex, man. That's like 3 instructions.
Correct.
Wait. Papa not
wait,
come,
Papa
drive.
not come. Yeah, please don't drive.
Yeah.
He's so scared that, she will drive home and miss me. So I was like, wow. And he knows code switch. That means with me, he will speak. And with her, will sign. And with her son is also deaf. And will ask the son, no school today?
Oh.
Yeah, why aren't you in school? So if you want to put it into the proper sign,
Why aren't you in
English,
school?
why aren't you in school? So he's fantastic.
Very bright.
Yeah, very, very. So I have him usually on a Sunday when the mom and dad goes to church, and I say I will look after because sometimes in the church, he be running all over the place. Very active boy, but he's so good. But now he has learned to speak.
Okay.
And the Tadika is really good because he will sign,
Hungry.
please eat, I want. That means, please, I want to eat. So the teacher panicked, don't know what he signed, only know this. So she videotaped and sent to my goddaughter. So my goddaughter said, oh, he's saying please. Wow, so polite.
Please is what?
Please, remember the heart? Please, sorry, and all that is here. Yeah, so for a now he's 3 lah, and then he will say, "I want mushroom pizza." So I say, you go and tell that to the men, the waiters. So when the waiter came, he was so impressed. He's speaking that full sentence in spoken language. And orange, because they cannot pronounce well. At home, no simulation.
Yeah.
No, but not enough guidance maybe.
Correct,
Yeah.
and orange juice, that kind of thing lah.
But he's fully capable. of speaking.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just-
full deaf. No, hearing.
He's full hearing.
Yeah,
It's just
but
that
he
it's
started
difficult
in
to
sign
push.
language, yeah.
Wow.
So, if people say, oh, sign language will distort your language or will make your language delay, I don't think so. This is a proof of it. He can even sign that, that those words before a hearing person could speak.
that is so crazy.
And he can code switch. That's really impressive.
Yeah,
This kid
yeah.
is so
So with the deaf, he can sign, and then with the hearing, earlier when he was 1 year plus 2, he signs like to everybody, thinking everybody knows sign language.
Wow. What's his kid's name?
Matthew.
Oh, Matthew. I thought his name is gonna be Luke or something. Hey, new legendary kid
Lucy
coming.
Luke, huh?
Wow, that's insane, man. Oh. Okay, I want to talk about a bit of your past projects as well, right? And the operations in which you have to deal with it. So you said you worked with the Deaflympics, right? What
Deaflympics?
Yeah,
It's like
Deaflympics.
Olympics, but this is called Deaflympics.
Deaflympics. Yeah, so
That means it's the same games, like you have bowling, football, whatsoever.
but it's for the deaf lah. So for the Deaflympics, right? What was your job in that project, and how did they approach you?
Okay, for the one in Taiwan, I already met the president of the Taiwan Deaf Sports. So he already know me and all that. So when they were having the Deaflympics preparation, they wanted a they hire a sign language coordinator.
Okay.
So this sign language coordinator, there's supposed to be 50 of us. So she hired, and then he saw the list of names from UK,
From all around the world lah. basically.
except Asian countries.
Huh.
So he says, why? He says this is an Asian country that's going to do this.
It was in Taipei, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so the only person that they know was me. So they asked me to come in to become one of the IS interpreters for this event. So I said I will bring another Asian interpreter. So I brought my Singapore counterpart. Because there are 48 of them, all from Africa, Australia, New Zealand, UK a lot, America a lot, but Asian countries none. So that's how I got into the Deaflympics. And then the one in Brazil was because I was working with the Malaysian Deaf Sports Association.
Oh.
So, wow, that one very tiring. I had to do their visas, application and all that. So, like I said, because I was working there and also as an interpreter, you are good in your language and your written form and all that. So you have to do mostly everything, and even go airport, settle it and all that.
I hope you charged a lot of money, man.
And there's no money for
Pro
this
bono,
lah.
pro bono.
Hello, I'm working with the Malaysian Deaf Sports. They of course have to pay for my flight and food, but that's
but
it.
you don't have a service fee of sorts.
No, how can you're working with the organization?
Wow, Lucy, you're going straight to heaven for sure.
Kalma.
I won't see you
No.
there for sure.
I hope to see you there.
That is really.
It's very, very kind
I
of you.
always feel there is this balance. If you want to charge, then who would be the victims? The deaf people will be deprived of communication accessibility. Yes, there are some companies that want to hire. Yes, we do the normal charges, NGO fees. Okay, we reduce it a little bit, but.
Do you have like a website or like an Instagram?
No,
or
nobody. Now I'm asking the deaf people to help me put, because there are some companies who, they're hiring these sign language interpreters and they were worried because they don't know
Profile.
our capabilities. Of course, they want us to send the resume and all that. But there are some like SAYS.
Yeah. I saw your interview with a couple of the media outlets as well. I
Yeah,
forgot which
so
one, but yeah.
and so they checked that out.
So what if a random people would like to find for an interpreter for yourself? What do
Okay.
they need to type at Google so that they can come to
Lucy the legend.
Legend Lucy Lim, Triple L.
I really don't know, but this event company said I got to know your name because I sent the quotation just to reassure herself. So she said she found me on Google or Wikipedia. I don't know.
I saw a couple of your articles because normally
Is it?
before a guest comes on, I do a bit of homework just to see, you know, that type of thing, you know. But you should start Instagram. I can help you start an account. It'll be crazy.
I think I have, but I don't know what to write in. You know, we are so busy with our hands.
Your
So-
life is so colorful.
Yes.
You've been to so many places. Just take a photo, pose with it. Although you don't like to be in photos, just do a peace sign or something. Just post it and be like,
That's the one.
Just want to say, if you type Malaysia's top sign interpreter, you will see
legendary Lucy.
Lucy Lim. All right, it is there. Okay, the first one is Lucy Lim. Then the second one is Libby. Who know, whatever lah. You know, first one is Lucy Lim. Okay,
Who is that? Are you close to that person? as
Libby?
well?
I know most of the interpreters.
sign language interpreter that Malaysia love. What about Lucy? You know, Lucy's a legend. All right, okay, I see you.
Shy lah.
Let's check image.
I mean,
Lucy Lim. Let's
No.
go.
Oh, I did.
This is when you were what?
We're doing the Valentines and they want to highlight the deaf people, like
My
how
Asli.
a Valentine. No, my Asli is not. I'm not from that organization.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That one.
Defcom.
Whimsy
Girl.
Girl. Yeah. So we did, and that one I was in Korea, so we had the MOU
Steamboat,
as
is it? I
well.
see you like Steamboat. I see
Yeah,
you. I
that
see you.
no, that was the potluck. The Korean Deaf did it for us when we were visiting, and the one in green is Dr. Anthony Chung.
Okay.
So we were there when we were doing the recce for the sign language.
Could you go up 2 images? So sorry. Like, yeah. Is that
Because-
Hannah Yo?
When she was young.
Down, right.
Yes.
Down.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, that's Hannah Yo.
Who's the macha beside? One of your colleagues, is it?
Not my colleague, but one of the sign language interpreters from the Malaysian Federation of the Deaf.
Oh, Tan Lee B.
No.
Go Soleng.
Adeline. Adeline.
But down there also got Tan Lee B. Oh.
In the news and all that lah.
So fascinating to go through this type of life. I feel right you were fated, you know? Like to have that turning point at that age. It's quite insane.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what does your sister do? Huh?
I got 3 sisters. What do you want to know?
No, because all of them went through I would say a typical
Yes,
average Joe
yes,
like
yes,
us type
yes,
of career,
yes,
right?
yes.
So
And all of us, like, you know, one sister works in a company that does leasing and all that.
Okay.
One is a tutor of a nursing school, government. One is she do data analytics and all
Okay.
that. Yeah.
so like all of them have the average Joe.
Correct. So now
job,
I always encourage young people, if you have a profession, you must be the best of the best.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Of course, I gotta say, man, I don't know whether I am the best in anything I do, lah, but I try my best, lah.
Yes,
you know, that's all I do, lah.
yes.
That's all I can do, man.
And because our profession is that you make a change in the lives of
You do.
people, and it's always life and death. So you must be like really, really perfect or really, really good. If not, there will be miscommunication,
For
and
sure.
you know, the deaf people will suffer, or even the hearing person who hears it wrongly.
It's a snowball effect if anything goes wrong.
Like a domino effect.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Lucy, I appreciate you coming all the way here.
Thank you. Thank you
It's,
for
It's
inviting.
been our pleasure.
It
We learned
is so
much.
crazy to listen about your life. I find it so. You're lucky to go through all this, and we are lucky to hear your story. It's insane. I find
Everybody says, Lucy, write a book. I say, I have no time.
you can get a person to write a book for you, and then you just go
just
and read.
blah, 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 blah. Okay, I shall do that.
Yeah, but or you could just listen to this podcast. But I'll tell you what. If you have any links, just pass it to me. I'll speak to Sweeney later. Any links, or like you have a link, like a WhatsApp link or whatever. If you want to contact you
sure.
for projects or jobs and all like
Just
that.
Google. She's number 1 in Google. bro. Top 1. What else? You know, you don't need to give link.
Yeah.
Just give key name. Bro.
Yeah, so if like there are any future projects, and I'll keep you in mind as well for my future projects. Yeah.
I don't only interpret, but with the Jubbim, our organization, we do conferences, seminars, and all
I
that.
could link that in the
Sure.
video too.
Our next big event is an Asian conference for sign language interpreters, and it's happening in July, 31st July to 3rd August 2025.
Where is it going to be?
It's going to be in Kuala Lumpur, and we're going to have most of the Asian sign language interpreters together.
KLCC or
Don't know. We are still looking lah, because we all no money lah. Our interpreters association very poor. But I'm starting a project. It's called I Can Access BIM, where the funding will go towards the deaf people to fund them when they go for medical appointments, legal. Because when they cannot afford to pay the sign language interpreters, they go on their own and write, and sometimes they don't understand the meaning. Yeah, so that funding is to support deaf people when they go for all these events. But of course, there must be some screening lah. Like,
For
are
sure.
they
Yeah,
in
the
the
quad
B40?
QC,
Yeah, we cannot support deaf people who can afford.
yeah,
for
otherwise it's not
example.
fair.
Correct. But so this is something that we have started, and we want to support deaf people in these areas. And for any sign language, so-called up and coming sign language students who would like to step into the world of interpreting, or they want to have a try, you can always contact me, and I can put you under a mentor program.
That would be
cool.
crazy.
Very cool.
Because like I said, it's very few sign language interpreters in Asian countries. Of course, Japan, Korea, all there's a lot. But Malaysia, Singapore, still very few. So this is something that we want to push. If there are more sign language interpreters, then of course more of our deaf people have got communication access.
And they got opportunity.
And opportunities in many areas.
What you are doing is the God's work, Lucy.
Lucy's
It's-
mental.
It's crazy.
I enjoy.
I think you bring a lot of meaning to a lot of people's lives. That's why. Yeah.
So learn sign language.
I'm trying, man.
I know a bit. Let me see. Wow. Yeah, got it correct.
No, thank you. lah.
Is this
Thank
correct,
you.
So thank you for
No, this is hello.
I know, please.
I know Johor lah.
I know Melaka lah.
I know, mid valley.
No, terbalik your
terbalik
hand.
mesti terbalik,
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the invitation, and
no worries.
we can chat more
For sure.
in the future.
For sure. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you.
I'll send you the link to the podcast after this. as
Okay,
well.
okay.
Thank
Forget
you,
to
Lucy.
comment, like, and subscribe.
Oh yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I keep forgetting that.
Click.
Yeah. Click.
Subscribe.
Okay.
Okay,
Lucy.
thank you. Wow, very long.
Is it?
Were really